it's gonna take us back to our homeland out of their hands, and it's gonna say we're gonna
take us back out.
Right.
They say we're not there. They say we're not their brothers and sisters, so they're not gonna accept us.
The conditions we in right now.
They're not gonna accept us. I met some and I said we're not their actually American blacks and not their brothers and sisters, so they won't even accept us back there. Whether we go there on a tour, to some, they won't take us back there. They won't even accept us down there. I met some of them.
Yeah.
Take us back where? Take us back where?
When we go to Africa, where we going?
They won't even accept us down there.
It ain't about it ain't about
the one that's there originally that never been. They won't even accept us.
It's not about them allowing us to come back. It's something that God is going to do regardless of how.
And the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together.
Shall be consumed together means they'll
Said-
be killed.
Said the Lord.
Saith Yahweh. Right? Now, ask that question you just asked. He said, well, what about our grandparents and grandma? All they had to eat was the pigtail.
Hey, get
That's all we had. They didn't give us no steak back then.
Hey, they were sinning. Now, get me
did
Acts chapter 17 and verse 30. Acts 17 and 30. Okay.
All right.
Read that for us.
This verse, look, listen to this. This to answer your question. It's the book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 7. Our fathers have sinned.
All right, now look. Our fathers, all right, meaning the children of Israel, all right, that Moses gave this word to, they sinned. Read.
And are not.
And they not here no more.
Right.
Read.
And we have borne their iniquity.
But we have borne their sin. So we got to go through it. Because that's the contract we enter with.
That generation of seeds you found these, we get these.
Here's the thing, Elder. We got to go through it because that's the contract that we had with the Most High God. The contract was, if you do my commandments, I'm going to set you above all nations. If you don't do my commandments, I'm going to curse you forever. That's where we at right now.
I agree with that.
We can't get away.
That.
But
the question, I don't agree with this through life.
Right. Now listen to this right here. Now you said, what about our ancestors, right?
Right.
That's all they had to eat.
So they snack.
And they were taught that all foods are clean, okay? Once Christ hit the earth, right?
They said pray over it. They said pray over it. If you eat anything, pray over it.
Read this right here. Listen,
It's
Elder,
in there.
listen, Elder, listen.
Listen.
Your Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 26.
This is the book of Acts chapter 17.
Your Hebrews 10 and 26. Listen.
You got it.
And the times of this ignorance, God winked
At the time of what?
of this ignorance, God winked
Now, ignorance means the lack of knowing.
Knowledge.
It means that I
No
don't
one
know.
or knowledge.
I don't know. It says at the time of our ignorance, when we didn't know no better.
I'm listening.
Read that again.
and the times of this ignorance, God winked at.
God winked at our sin. He knew that we didn't know.
Okay.
He knew that your ancestors didn't know. So he winked at their sin.
So they ain't acting no outcast.
They have a chance to repent and to come back to
They
Christ.
wasn't acting outcast. What I mean, like.
Now we kind of getting into something else, Elder. Okay, but when we don't know, this is the point, right? When we don't know any better, God is winking at our sin.
Right. He know when you don't know.
He know when you don't know. Now watch this. Now when you know,
I'm listening.
meaning right now, Elder, you getting these laws, statutes, and commandments, and you learning this truth. Read Hebrews 10 and 26.
In the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 26.
Read.
For if we sin willfully.
Now, we know better, Elder. We know we ain't supposed to be eating no pork. We ain't supposed to be eating them scrimps you be eating. Okay?
Okay, but I don't supposed to do it here.
We know that everything we eat that come out that sea gotta have fins and scales. If it don't have fins and scales, we can't eat it.
Right.
We know we supposed to keep a beard on our face, Elder. We know that now.
Yeah.
Read it again.
For if we sin willfully.
Now, if I sin willfully, meaning I know the
I
truth,
know.
and I do it anyway.
Yeah, that's
read,
that's
After
abomination.
that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
Read that part again.
For if we sin willfully, after that we have received the knowledge of the truth.
You're receiving the knowledge of the truth. Right now. Read.
There remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
Now, Christ's sacrifice for your
I was
sin,
saying.
all right, is null and void. Because now you know better.
I'm listening.
Okay? Look, Christ, look, a just man is going to fall 7 times, elder. But listen, it can't be. That's like I couldn't control my flesh. Okay? You know? And sometimes I may make a mistake and I don't know, right? But sometimes a just man falls 7 times. But to truly repent is to not do it again.
Don't keep on doing it.
You gotta keep a beard on your face, elder. You're gonna have to take that shrimp out your diet, elder.
Not no diet. I said once or twice a year, maybe.
When I say
That's
diet,
not
elder,
no
when I
weekly
say diet, I'm
diet.
just talking about what you eat.
And so it should be easy then, right?
Yeah, it can be. It ain't something I got to have. You know, I do it once or twice a year. You know.
It ain't. I'm gonna eat this once. I'm gonna eat this once every year. No, God said don't eat. So you ain't supposed to eat it at all. But I want to get Proverbs 3:31.
That's the book of Proverbs.
This is like God told us what He expects from us, and even Paul and the other apostles said we ought to obey God rather than men.
Right.
We gonna read this. It's a reason that the people that's over us today have taught us the things that they've taught us the things that cause us to transgress God's laws. We're in a mindset of ignorance, but it's a reason that they taught us this, and we gonna get set. But read this real fast.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3, verse 31, and it reads, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. For the forward is abomination to the Lord."
That's the
On 32.
envy.
I read it too.
Okay, read 31 again. I'm sorry.
Chapter 3, verse 31 in Proverbs, and it reads, "Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways."
There. Give me Sirach 2, verse 36. Sirach 2, 3, 36. Not Sirach, second Ezra. I'm sorry. Second Ezra.
I had it. Man, I don't want to just talk about that. He said, yeah, ladies go be out here.
It say envy not the oppressor and choose none of their ways. So he said, what you see them doing,
Don't do.
because the Bible say don't covet, right?
Right,
You're not
right.
supposed
Now
to
covet
desire-
your-
Right. So the things that they doing, you're not supposed to covet it. You're not supposed to choose their ways because how they live, they don't live according to the laws of God. So that's why he told you that. And he's saying that also because of this. Read this.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 3, and verse 36. Thou shalt find that Israel, by name, hath kept the precepts,
Israel have kept the commandments,
but not the heathen.
but not the heathen, not your oppressors. Not your oppressor. So that's why you don't choose none of their ways. And the second reason, get Judas 5 verse 17. The other reason why they tell us it's okay to eat these unclean foods, for us to shave our beards and all this other stuff, because that's what they do.
But they don't tell us to eat your food.
They do
We
tell
go
us,
up and go to restaurants and we do it. They don't
do
tell us to
tell
do
us.
it.
They do
Because
tell us
they put
subliminally
it-
by commercials.
They look.
They got Red Lobster commercials.
Yeah, I've been
with
there
shrimp.
many
Right.
times.
And
Yeah, so they do tell
when
us.
you get on
Don't nobody
TV,
tell us. I
Watch
went
it.
there calling.
watch this.
They say you can
when
eat
you
whatever
get on
you
TV,
want.
hold on.
You
On
choose
TV,
to eat what you want when you go to a
look,
restaurant.
but they advertise it to you.
Yeah.
And they make it seem like it's a good thing to eat. Like McDonald's, for example, or Burger King.
I don't go to
They come out with new burgers and
all
all the
type
time
of
it
stuff
got
with
bacon on it.
decoration on there.
It
That's
had
not
no.
good.
A lot of times it has bacon on
How?
it.
I'm
Right.
not. I
The
don't.
guy said not to eat it, but
That's how.
they're advertising it to you. They may not be saying literally eat this, but they're advertising it to you and making it look like it's a delicious
But
thing.
they are the world though.
Right.
They is of the world.
So, but God said not to choose it, and
But don't buy no burger with bacon on it.
when you choose their ways, it takes you away from the Most High God. But when you follow what the Most High say, it's something that they can't do to you. Read
No,
that.
they don't make you come in there and buy no burger with no bacon on
Read
it.
that.
That's your charge. That's my charge.
Judas 5:17. Listen to this.
This is the book of Judas, chapter 5 and verse 17. And will as they sin, not before their God.
And while they
While
sin
they
not,
sin-
while they sin not before their God,
While as they sin, not before their God, they prosper.
they prosper. Because in keeping the covenant of the Lord, the Most High promised you that He will make you prosperous. That's Deuteronomy 29, verse 9. Keep reading.
Because the God that hated iniquity
The God
was
that
with them.
the God that hates sin is with them. So when you're not committing sin, the Most High is with you, being an Israelite. Hold on. That was the end of that. So yeah, so when you're not committing sin, the Most High is with you. Meaning it wouldn't be a reason for your oppressors to be over you. Meaning they can't do anything to harm you because you keeping the commandments of God, which means He's gonna fight for you. He's gonna give you the power to overrule them. That's a blessing. That's a blessing. Right. That's a blessing that the Most High promised to the Israelites.
I got you.
That and keeping His commandments. Somebody find me that in Deuteronomy 28 real fast. It's about when you. It's a blessing. I want to say before 14.
I don't know.
14.
What is it? Okay, I got it.
You got to read that. Read that.
The book of Deuteronomy.
Listen.
7.
28:7.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 7. The Lord shall cause thine enemies
Thy enemies, right? The people that rule over you. He said you sold to your enemies, right?
that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face.
Before thy face.
They shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee seven
So
ways.
they gonna come against you one way, but they gonna flee all over the place. Because the blessing of God is with you because you're not committing iniquity. So God said, as long as you keep my laws, I'm going to fight for you.
Right.
This is a blessing from God.
Right.
You keep
Right,
this
God.
commandment, these people
That's a blessing.
these people cannot stand against it.
Right.
That's why, and knowing this is the reason why we do not choose their ways. This is why we telling you the commandments. You gotta come home, elder. You gotta start letting that beard grow up. Start with small things. Let the Most High deal with you and build you up. That's all we saying in the end. Because it's a lot of things that come with keeping the commandments in the end. That's for your good. Somebody,
None of my grandparents, parents,
what verse is it?
didn't change. All of my people back as far as I can go change.
That was my question. I was just about to ask you that. What's your reason for not shaving? I mean, what's your reason for shaving?
I've been
Why-
doing that. My granddad and my dad
Right.
shaved
30,
from far as I can go back. All my men in our family shaved. None of the men in my family got no hair on their face. All of them shaved. Far as I can go back, my great granddad, they all. So when you grow up in the house, when you get older, you do the same thing.
Man's tradition.
Well, let's say this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of things that come with serving, with keeping the commandments of the Most High. One thing He said that He would do to our people if we do not keep His commandments, He gonna bring all kind of sickness upon us. I think it's 64 or 61.
We got that too.
Deuteronomy 28 about the sickness.
61.
Okay, read it. Listen, this is one of the curses that's gonna be on the Israelites.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 61.
There, give me Sirach 30 verse 15.
Verse 61. Also every sickness
Every sickness,
and every plague,
which
is not written in the book of this law,
So it was certain things, it was certain sicknesses that's accounted, that's recorded in the Bible, but it's certain sicknesses that exist today that's not recorded in the
It
Bible.
wasn't back then.
Right. So that's what he's talking about right now. He reads.
them will the Lord bring upon thee.
So he said because you don't serve him and you're not keeping his commandment, he's gonna bring all these plagues and sicknesses upon you.
But it don't just happen to you. It happens to Russia, China. COVID happens, they say, all over the world.
It happens to everybody, that's true. But the main purpose is it happening to the Israelites. Because of their disobedience according to their disobedience with not
God.
keeping the commandments. Right. So in turn of them not doing what he said, he cursed them. He put this on them. But health is a blessing from God. Read
I
that.
agree with that.
Call it, you said 30 and what?
15.
Salak.
15. I got Salak.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you said it happens to everybody else, right?
COVID based on the youth. I hadn't been there.
Listen to me.
Drugs all over the world.
Listen to me real quick. Listen to me real quick. It was our responsibility to teach the heathen.
Right.
Heathen suffered because we didn't do what we were supposed to do. See, we called them wicked, and they are. But we were supposed to teach them to keep God's commandments. We did not do that. We went out there. Listen to me. Put your hand down for a second. Listen. Can't listen while you're trying to talk. Put your hand down. We did not do what we were supposed to do. As a result of that, the whole world suffered. And until we get into our rightful place, the whole world gonna be sick. When we get in our rightful place, there will be no sick.
That's right, Al.
You see what I'm saying? When we start teaching the word around the world, when we put these heathens under our feet by the power of God, it's going to be for their benefit.
The world gonna rejoice. It said the world. That means the animals, everything.
Because think about it. We said it earlier when we was up there. If everybody followed these commandments, what bad can happen in the world?
No bad happen.
But
God ain't bad.
But when you have people that's not living according to the commandments, you have all this chaos that's going on. And God said, we the salt of the earth. We are light to the world. So it is our responsibility to first get right so that we
We're
can
our own self.
Hold on.
But see,
Hold on.
Go ahead.
It's our responsibility to get right so that we can teach these people without us being hypocrites. Because it's not going to stand if we're being hypocritical of the things we teaching people. We're expecting people to follow something that we're not following.
But see, it don't matter what we teach. It don't matter what we teach in 2023. China already, we are mild place. I don't care what you go to China and preach, they're not going to listen to you. I don't care what you go to Russia, Germany, we already a mob place in Germany.
All it takes is for us to get right.
We already mob. Germany already call us monkey.
But all it takes is for
People been there.
Elder,
They call us monkey.
all it takes is for us to get right. Somebody give me Deuteronomy 30.
My word.
No, Deuteronomy 30 verse 1. All it takes is for us to get right. The
But see,
Most High-
they're not going to change their heart. Russia's not going to change their heart. If a black man calls her, you change your heart.
This the
What you
prophecy.
preach.
This the prophecy. All it takes is for us to get right.
Russia's not going to change because you get right. Because you go there and preach this here. They're not going to change.
God said he's going to do it.
Russia's not going to change because you go to Russia.
How do you know if you don't do it? You have to do it to see it through.
Japan and Tokyo not going to change because you go there and start ministering.
Okay, maybe
I don't believe
the
that.
Most High has them doing
What
what
type of Jesus you preach?
God has
They're
them
not
doing.
going to change. Not at this day and time.
God has them doing what they doing, but he said when the Israelites start keeping his commandments again, something's going to happen in the world. Deuteronomy 30 verse 1.
God, this book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass,
Shall come to pass.
when all these things are come upon thee, the blessings and the curse,
Blessings and a curse. There was a time when we were blessed and we had rulership. Then the curses came on us.
which
Go ahead. But we under the curses right now, but it's something that still has to happen. Go ahead.
which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Lord thy God hath driven thee.
So God saying, well, in the places that he scattered the Israelites, when these commandments come back to your mind, that's what he's talking about. Keep reading.
And shall return unto the Lord thy God.
So when you realize that God expects you to keep these commandments, you have to return back to it. That's how they read in Hebrews 10:26.
Right.
You can no longer sin willfully once you know what you're supposed to do.
Right. But see, we ain't never on this
Hold on,
earth had no time with Russia,
You gonna
China.
miss- Elder,
We
you
ain't never
gonna-
had no ability
you're gonna
to
miss the point.
withstand Russia, China,
It
Asia.
doesn't matter.
We ain't never had that. It won't
don't-
never happen on earth, really.
It don't
In
matter
our
about
time,
them,
50 million years from now, it won't never happen.
Elder,
It
don't
won't
matter
never
about
happen.
them.
Won't never happen.
They get that scripture.
Won't never happen. No, it won't happen on earth. In our time, 50,000 years from now,
Listen to this.
14 out of
it won't happen.
14 years.
People ain't gonna listen at us. I don't care what we preach and teach.
It doesn't matter. If they don't listen,
That's what I'm
it
saying.
doesn't matter. We're going to teach the word whether they hear or whether they forbear.
I agree with that.
But listen to this.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 14, and it reads, And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world, for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
And then
Right.
what?
Then shall the end come.
So you saying it don't matter what we teach. The Bible said it does matter, because it didn't say that when they receive it. It just said it had to be teach. The sheep of God hear his voice. So whoever is supposed to reach is gonna reach. It don't matter if the majority reject it. The wisdom of this world is foolishness with the wisdom of God.
I agree with that.
So most people gonna hear this and
They're gonna
find
reject
every
it.
reason.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
they gonna find
reject
every
it.
reason to
To
reject
reject
it.
it. Yeah.
But the sheep hear his voice though. Now we go back to Deuteronomy, read where you was holding it.
And shall return unto the Lord thy God,
So when the Israelites return back to the Lord and keeping the commandments,
Commandment.
and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then the Lord thy God will turn thy captivity.
he's gonna lift you up out of the hands of the oppressor. Because the only reason you're underneath them is because he put you in a position. So the only way you can get out of it is if you return back to him. And he's gonna lift you up out of that. Keep reading.
And have compassion upon thee,
And have compassion on you. He will
And-
restore you.
and will return and gather thee from all the nations.
Every place that he scattered the Israelites to be slaves unto the oppressors, he's going to gather you from that place. So just how we in America, we came over here in slave ship to be slaves to these people, he's going to take us back to our homeland out of their hands. And he's going to say, we're going to have
take
the
us back
conversation.
out.
Right.
They
We
said
gonna
we're
be
not
free.
there. They
We
said we're
gonna
not
be
their
free.
brothers and sisters, so they're
We're
not
going
gonna
to be free
accept
from the
us.
conditions we in right now.
They're not gonna accept us. I met some and said we're not their actually American blacks and not their brothers and sisters, so they won't even accept us back there. Whether we go over there on a tour, to some, they won't take us back there. They won't even accept us down there. I met some of them.
Take us back what? Take us back
So
what?
when we go to Africa, where we going?
They won't even accept us down there.
It ain't about it ain't
The
about
one that's there originally that never been here, they won't even accept us.
It's not
down there.
about them
That's not
allowing us to come back. It's something that God is going to do regardless of how they feel about it. It don't matter what they want to happen. God is going to do what He is going to do because His will is going to be done at the end of the day. Just how Christ He couldn't just run away from being crucified on the cross.
Right,
He
that
had
was a plan of God.
He had to do that because that's His will, right? Christ said, I would that you take this cup from me, but nevertheless let your will be done. That's God's will, so it's gonna be done regardless. But it don't matter what they don't want to happen. They don't want you to come back into power. But God said He gonna do it anyway.
But I'm saying in Africa, in East Africa, they still worship the sun. Like we worship Jesus. They worship the sun in the morning when the sun rises. They bow to the sun and worship the sun. They don't worship Jesus like we do. They worship the sun. They still do that today.
They don't know. But that's why we supposed to be a light to the people so they doing what they're supposed to do.
We can't be no light here sitting under the
One
tree
beef and one turkey.
in East
Hold
Africa.
on, so that's the one that she brought, my
Being in your
bad.
community.
I agree with that. But Africa is not over here under the tree.
It don't matter. It starts with us teaching where we at.
I agree
and
with
then it's going to spread.
I agree with that.
Okay, so right, and we got
some little
people.
spot there.
We got people in Africa
Them people
teaching
worship
the
the
same
sun.
stuff.
They worship the sun. They don't worship no Jesus Christ.
What I'm saying, Elder, what I'm saying is that you got people teaching what we're teaching
I agree with that. I agree with that.
to our people because our people are over there too.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember, the Israelites are scattered in all nations.
Right.
Okay.
But we also got the white man over there teaching like
We don't
Kenny
care-
Haken
we don't
and
care
Kenny
nothing about
Copeland.
that. We don't
Kenny
care
Copeland got
nothing
mega million folk teaching in
We
Africa.
don't care nothing
I
about
watch
that.
him sometime on TV.
We don't care about Joe
They got
Osteen.
they got
None of them
mega
damn
million of folk go there.
Hey, we don't care nothing about
They
none of
got
them.
mega million
right.
folk teaching
Elder.
Africa. Joe
Elder,
Osteen
listen.
and Kenny
Elder,
Copeland got
listen,
folks been over there
listen.
for 60 or 70 years teaching in Africa.
Elder, we
Yeah.
get it. We know.
Yeah.
But the Most High sheep hear His voice.
Right.
So we gotta teach everywhere.
I agree. Every four corners of the earth.
That's right, brother.
I agree with that. I
So
agree with
that's
that.
all we reading.
Okay.
Once the Israelites start doing what they doing, God is gonna take them from the places where that people are teaching that you're supposed to worship the Son, you're supposed to worship white Jesus and all that. God gonna take them out of this, my bad, and He's gonna set them up to teach what the people actually supposed to be doing.
That's right.
That's what the Bible's saying.